Robert Indiana, an American painter, sculptor, and printmaker, is frequently associated with the pop art movement, though he has said he prefers calling himself a sign painter. Indiana is most famous for his Love Sculpture series, which can be seen in more than 30 locations around the world. One of those sculptures is located in Philadelphia, Love Park to be exact. Indiana was born actually Robert Earl Clark on September 13th in 1928 in Newcastle, Indiana. He once referred to Robert as Indiana as his nom de brush and said it was the only name by which he cared to go by. His new name suits him since he moved more than 20 times before he was the age of 17. He also served in the United States Army for 3 years. And then he went to the Art Institute of Chicago to study art, and then also painting and sculpture in Edinburgh College. Indiana moved to New York in 1956 and quickly earned a name for himself with hard edge painting style and became an early leader in the pop art movement. He is best known for his sign-like paintings and sculpture. Robert Indiana worked with many numbers and short words in his work, including the words eat, hug, and love. In 1966, he began experimenting with the word love and the image of the letters arranged in a square, with the L and the O on the top and the V and the E on the bottom. With the O just slightly tilted on its side, was soon featured in many paintings and sculptures that can be seen today around the world. In 1973, the love stamp was one of the most widely distributed pop art images over the world, and it issued 300 million. In 2008, he reintroduced the iconic love image, replacing it with the word hope, raising more than $1 million for the Barack Obama's presidential campaign. To create our Robert Indiana inspired artwork, we are going to need a piece of paper and a pencil. So before we're going to do our pencil work, we are going to fold our paper into 4 sections. First, we're going to take the top of our paper and fold it to match the bottom. Then we're going to fold it over like a book. So we're going to take the left side and meet it to the right side, almost like we're making a little card. And it might need help, so give it a little help. All right, so now we're going to open it up. And we have 4 sections of our paper. Now we're going to write each letter of our word in one of these sections. Now I am going to use the word love. So first, I am going to write my letters really lightly. I'm going to try to fill out the whole space if I want to. So I got L, my O, a V, and an E. Now I wrote these lightly and you probably can't see them very well. So if I go up closer, you're going to see them. And actually, you know what? I'll bring down my camera so you can take a closer look of what I'm going to do. Move my paints aside here. And I just made a mess on the floor. I'm going to use that as a happy accident. And I'm going to just work with it. So what just happened when I moved my paints is I just had a happy accident on my paper. And I could restart if I want to. But I'm actually just going to go with it and see how it works. So while that dries, I'm going to work on my E. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of trace around your letter, but leaving space on the line. So I'm going to go right next to the line of my E and go around it while leaving space. Now this is how we kind of create bubble letters if we're not really comfortable drawing them freehand. there's my E. So then with my eraser, I am going to simply erase my first line. Right, so I'll move over to my V, and I'll draw around it. All right, my O, I'm going to be a little fancy. I'm going to put a heart in the center for my O. And actually, you know what? I'm going to make my O a heart, because I just feel like being different. Right? It's okay to be different. It's kind of like makes your style. All right, so there's my O. I turn it into a heart. And my O. And the more you do this, the more you become comfortable with drawing your shapes. All right, so there is my letters. I'm going to erase my L, and I am going to trace all my lines with black marker. All right, so now I have my letters traced. You may trace your letters if you want to. It's totally up to you. So now I have these 4 spaces, and what I'm also going to do is draw a line where my fold is the best I can without going too wiggly. And if you have a ruler, you may use it to help you draw that straight line. All right, not bad. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make patterns, and you can make patterns if you want to in your spaces. You don't have to make patterns. You can have polka dots, you can have stars, you can have lines, you can have zigzag lines, you can have wavy lines, whatever you want in your spaces in the background. Or you can also make your letters have patterns. Now for my V, I am going to give it like circles. Actually, you know what? Let's make some patterns in our letters. Give them a little variety here. Something different. Oops, I went to O too far. My E, I'll give them some stripes. And you can have the matching pattern on whatever is diagonal to that. That might be kind of cool. And actually, no, I'm going to do that. So, if this one has diagonal lines, I'm going to have my L have diagonal lines. And this one had circles in the background. So however you design your background is up to you. You can leave some spaces empty. You could leave them with patterns. They could be solid shapes. And I'm actually going to use crowns and watercolors. And I'm going to do some, this is going to be a solid. This is going to be a pattern, so I'm going to go this way with my diagonal lines. All right. Let me put some hearts in the back here. All right, so now I'm going to add color.